So, I will talk about uncertainty because I do think that we generally don't like not to know things, and it's not that we just don't like it only, it's also pretty much scary because, well, if it can be anything, it can be something bad, and it can be something terrifying, and it also can be something dangerous, or it can be something that we just don't want to have. And so whenever we face with uncertainty, we are careful, and our response is suspicion. Our response is, you know, either an attempt to figure things out, um, to make them certain, to make them known to us, or to distance ourselves from it. Because if we don't know what it is and how it works, then it can work against us. And so I really do want to bring an example, and that would be an example of you doing something for the first time. Let's say you are drawing, and, well, if you're just starting out, and even if you don't, even if you're like, let's say, uh, you're pretty much master, right? Or you're an advanced artist, let's say, right? You're doing great, but there's always a place to grow. And so, what I have found, at least for myself, is that it's always sort of uncomfortable to start because, well, what the hell are you supposed to do, right? When you're just starting out, you're not sure. Uh, you kind of think, well, it can go wrong at any point, and it can look just ugly and unpleasant, and, well, it would be my fault, and then I would dislike it and hate myself probably. So, I mean, there are all sorts of reasons for you to, um, be careful and critical about yourself and about what you do, you know. But uh, I think that there are good parts about it, because I think, well, yes, perhaps it's scary for you to start, and there is a lot of uncertainty, but the good thing about uncertainty is that as you start doing something, at least, you discover something for yourself. It's just like when you start drawing, let's say, and, well, you're doing something, and the more you do, the more you discover about how much you can do, the scope of your capacity, and the scope of your skill. Um, so you discover all the kinds of possibilities for yourself. You even can see, well, the ways you can improve, let's say, the ways you can grow. You can understand more about what you already can do, or can't do, at least, and it's also something. When you know what you can do, it's not nothing, it's some sort of a certainty. And so, well, a good thing about it is that as you start, you get hopefully less and less frustrated with the uncertainty, and as you start understanding more and more, discovering more and more. And I want to kind of open up to you the advantages of progressional discovery, um, that progresses by steps and not immediately, that progresses as you try to do something, and um so let's say, no, sorry for the uh background noises. I think, yes, it will be just less noisy in a moment. Okay, so um a positive thing about it is that You don't have to know everything. You don't have to keep everything in your mind. You don't have to immediately know each thing required for you to draw good. Um, and it's good, because it's hard to to be a master of everything and to hold everything in your head. And I'm not sure that, well, first, your head is capable of having so much information and you having such a great capacity, right? You're limited on all sides. But the good thing, again, about uh, that things that you don't know is that you can get to know them only insofar as you need them, right? So you're learning, you're discovering them, and you as you discover and as you progress, you keep in your mind just exactly what you need for yourself, just exactly the things you learn from and things that push you forward to progression. And you don't keep in mind all the things that uh, are irrelevant to what you do, and to your progression as well. And so, let's say with the drawings, right? Uh, you now you draw something, and you realize, well, maybe this exact spot is not particularly pretty and I can work out something better here. Maybe this ocean doesn't look like an ocean, or this girl that I'm trying to draw does not look specifically uh what as I want her to, and then you you discover things and you change just exactly the things that you need and have discovered. You work on this exact information that you're working on, and it's good because, let's say, if you would have the knowledge of everything, if it wouldn't be the if nothing would be uncertain for you there, first of all, why to do anything if you already know everything? Why to even try if you, well, why to learn? You kind of want to discover, you want to have this uh, progress. That's why we like games, because we like to see the progression and the growth of the competence. And that's why we don't really like uh, to play hacked games, because they are not that interesting, because, well, if you already have everything, what is there for you to do? Because you do something um, to achieve a goal, to achieve a result. That's why you do things. But if you have everything, what is there to achieve, right? And this becomes pretty much pointless for you. So that's why it's even more interesting for you. So this is a good side of uncertainty. And, well, you can fairly say that uncertainty is still terrifying. Even for me, uh, when I started drawing, sometimes I understand that I'm really scared of starting, or when I start thinking, let's say, I do sometimes think that, well, it's so freaky complex that I'm just afraid of doing it. It's so complex that it's terrifying. The complexity terrifies you, and it scares you because, who told you you would be able to do that? Who told you would be able to understand, and to understand it properly so it would work for you, and also to understand it accurately, or who told you that you would be able to draw anything that would be good, and that it wouldn't take all your life for that, so it's pretty much scary to do anything, even if you're good at it. And that is just my realization, because I'm facing it alone. I don't know about you, but even in the things I'm good at, or I'm really good at, um it's not that I just face challenges or just the things I don't know. It's that this uncertainty that I have when I start doing it, or when I want to do it, is just killing. It's just so much scary and terrifying that uh, it's either prevents me from doing it more or doing it at all, or I should kind of push myself to do that, um, despite of this uncertainty. And so what helps me and could help you also is that, well, you don't need to be able to do everything. I think your goal is to start the discovery process. Your goal is just like to um, uh, push a continue button, to start doing things, to discover the things. And that as you discover them, you will discover them progressively more. And and what you discover will be exactly in so much helpful for you, because you deal with, because what, because you discover exactly kind of things that you deal with. You don't work with everything, you don't work with every information, you work with specific information related precisely to what you do. So this is why it's important to uh, get this information at your own level. Okay, and so and even if it's a small level, so I think there is sort of humility and curiosity that we need to push through that uncertainty, and then just give the process its um, time, and to see what we can do with that. Because I do think that um what even if you progress in the small things, you do progress. It is something, it's not nothing. And then also, um the interesting thing about it is that uh you progress in exactly what you do, in exactly this small and precise field. And uh as you do more of it, you learn more from it, and you make it what known to you. You make it comprehensible. You make it understandable for yourself. And at your level, that you do it at your level. So you don't kind of know, you're just, yeah, at the beginning, and then all thing unleashed before you, the flow of information coming, the flow of lessons, the flow of just bomb, that's it, learn it, now you got all of it. No, you start with something small, and that is small lessons. But they are good that they are small, because they are not killing you as well, because it's not only the uncertainty after all that kills you, it's also the certainty that can be too pressing for you. And this is super important to know, is because if you know that uncertainty is not your enemy, it actually helps you not just to have everything in mind, but have only precisely that what you need right now at this moment, um, or at the or for the future moment you're striving to, right? And it's not your role to figure out everything. It is your role to discover the things uh you need as you move forward to something you want to achieve. And so this is what is great to know, because, well, the certainty too can be and is pressing, because the certainty is too complex, it's too great, and hard to remember, hard to keep in mind, hard to consider. It's complex, and it's too much when you're presented with it. And if it's too much, it means it can kill you when it presses you too much, too strongly, let's say. And so, well, it's not only uncertainty that kills you, and if it's also can be a certainty that maybe you want the sort of balance between it, um, you don't want to be too scared when you start doing something, but you also don't want to be but you also don't want to know absolutely everything about it, because then there is no discovery and it becomes not interesting, because everything that is 100% certain is good for your consciousness to deal with. Your consciousness is looking for something it can understand, and it doesn't understand. It looks for some discoveries to see. It looks for the possibilities, but when uh, you have something that is just 100% known by you, you don't need to consciously think about it anymore. You can just do it automatically. You can just leave it to your unconsciousness. That's what you do with all these automatic habits, that you repeat each day, and that you don't need to focus on no more, because there is nothing more to them. you know you already know what to do and what precisely to do, and you don't have to concentrate. um and that's what you do when you brush your teeth, right? You don't even think about it, but you're already doing. And you don't think about it because, well, there is nothing for you to think about it. There is no discovery to make. So if you want it to be not automatic, but a conscious process that which you perhaps can consciously also enjoy, um, then, well, you probably want to leave the space for discoveries. And if you want the space for discoveries, it is the space for uncertainty, uh, the space for things you don't know yet. And, well, this is good to have because, well, then there is some space for you to grow, as you what make the uncertain certain for yourself. So this is good for you. And the way you do it is by starting small at your level, because if you would want too much, and you face with too much, like, my god, if you want to draw Mona Lisa and you haven't even started to draw anything, you probably going to give up really soon, because you'll figure out that you can't just deal with that is killing and pressing you, uh, and stopping you, and dismotivating you too, and so you probably would just give up. But if you start with this small level and you're like, okay, that's exactly what I do, and, well, there is some certainty at what I do. At least, well, if I'm starting to draw, at least I know what. Maybe I don't know what to draw, but maybe I can start just drawing anyway, and then at least I can see what I'm coming. Let's say, repeat someone else's drawings. Um, well, this is something, and I can already move forward from that. This is not completely uncertain anymore. And so I think ultimately you would want to let it progress step by step, and, well, enjoy it, because you don't have to deal with everything. This is the good thing to understand. Anything you start, which is also hard for you and scary because it's so complex, um, it's also good to know for you that, well, yes, it is complex, but if you start doing something precise, it's not everything, it's something small. And, well, you have got at least that, and you can work on that, because now you don't have to work on everything. Absolutely, you can just try to do a little bit better of what you're already doing. And this is something. Um, right. So this is the way to, I think, push through the uncertainty that scares you, is to make it certain little by little. At the level of what you're already doing, you know? Because it's almost always the answer, well, start with things that are at least certain to you. Start with something that is certain and then go from there. And if you take too much on yourself, that's definitely will be uh, will pressure you, as well as too much certainty. That would kill you just as well. And that's about it.